Hello, hello, testing, testing. Hello, hello, hello. Yes. Yes, let's get some hype. Yes. There we go. Yep, yep. There we go. There we go. We're live. Are we live? Yeah, there I am. Oh, there we go. There we go. How we doing, everybody? Welcome. It's your boy JC reporting back live with JC Prevails TV. Ba-bing. Okay, we've got quite a broadcast tonight. Got some gaming news for Resident Evil 7 Requiem. Apparently, the devs just launched some big, awesome updates, okay? We also got some updates from Cronos, or not really updates, I should say, basically just things to look out for if you're planning on buying the game. Now, we already bought the game. It's already done. I already pre-ordered it, so what's done is done. I'm still going to play it regardless of criticism about it because it looks freaking awesome, and I guarantee you it's going to be the survival horror game of the century, not just the year, the century, okay? Yes, it's a bit hyperbolic, but get over it, all right? We're going to be getting started very, very soon in about 1 minute or so. I'm currently drinking coffee, not that I probably need it. But yeah, I had to slap myself in the face a little bit before this broadcast to wake myself up. It's been a long week. The grind has been real. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, feel free to stick around. You could check out a plethora of content that I have for you guys, about over 1,000 videos. And we just started implementing a podcast series, okay? And I'm currently getting the BioShock Part 3 video to you guys. I'm currently editing it right now, and you guys also have an upcoming podcast for the gameplay reaction of this demo that you see before you, or just the game Resident Evil 9. So we have a lot of stuff to look forward to, chat. It's been real, and it's only going to get more awesome, okay? We're going to get right into it very, very soon, guys, in about 30 seconds. I know it's probably, like, not that specific, but you get the idea. But I'm looking forward to this, guys. I'm really, really happy. I couldn't wait to get on here, to be honest with you. I always look forward to doing this kind of stuff for you guys. Always looking to implement new ideas for just getting a library of content to your front screen. It's a great thing. I love it. It's all part of the plan. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we are recording. Everything looks good here. Everything looks good. Yeah, and I'll provide commentary where it's necessary. But yeah, this is right here. This is basically just a video regarding big news from the developers for Resident Evil 9. Let's check this out. It probably has, it's probably regarding a demo, okay, for early release, something of that nature. I don't know, but let's freaking go. I'm excited. Here we go. Let's get to it. And I have it on like 4K. I don't know if that makes a difference for you guys, but do what you can for resolution. Here we go.
Resident Evil Requiem just got some huge details from director Koshi Nakanishi.
Yeah.
So in recent interviews with various outlets, he pulled back the curtain on some exciting news about the game's direction. The big one being that he revealed how this installment is set to be the most extreme Resident Evil title yet, with the goal of creating a new kind of quote-unquote roller coaster of tension and release.
Now, I did hear about this too, and I also have heard that this will be the scariest Resident Evil game to date. Okay, I've seen scary in this series, or at least I think I've seen scary in this series. Okay, we're currently doing a unit on Resident Evil 7, and that game was what you would call bonkers. Okay, here we go.
Nakanishi also addressed the highly debated Big Mama Stalker, commenting on the theories but completely dodged the question of whether or not she is Lisa Trevor, a rumor fueled by the fact that Lisa's voice was used as a temporary placeholder. Additionally, the developers hinted at the game exploring areas beyond Raccoon City, and one big omission from these interviews was Leon was not mentioned at all.
Oh, wow.
So jumping straight into the first interview, this is from IGN, where they spoke to both Koshi Nakanishi,
Now, I actually did hear a rumor. I don't know if this is solidified yet. I did hear a rumor that they are actually not putting a certain character in this game. If that's Leon Kennedy, I have no idea, but perhaps that's a potential, that's a theory. I don't know.
Game director and the producer Masato Kumuzawa. So IGN started off the interview asking about the monster. They said, "Do you have a name for her yet?" To which Koshi Nakanishi said, "She's scarier if we don't tell you her name. Feel free to give her a nickname. Big Mama is one of the ones we've heard so far, but we're taking all kinds of suggestions."
What?
To which
Imagine being able to build an app with your
sorry
name
about
on
the
it just by thinking about it.
ads,
Meet
chat.
Base
Yeah,
44.
keep in mind, chat. Sorry for my speech in advance, my commentary. It's been a very long day, and when my body is tired or I'm mentally tired, I tend to kind of just like, I slur. I'm not drunk, not high, none of that crap. I don't even do that crap, okay? I have coffee. It's here for a reason, okay? Just letting you guys know. All right, so I'm sorry in advance. So let's see. Can we play?
IGN followed up and said, these enemy characters are often becoming emblematic of the games they're in, such as Mr. X and Lady D. How do you begin designing these characters that become such a literally big part of your game? To which Nakanishi responded, yeah, there's been quite a few types of these so-called stalker enemies in Resident Evil games over the years.
Now, I honestly feel, in my personal opinion, that's what makes these games. Like, you had Mr. X, you had Nemesis in Resident Evil, what was it, 5? 4? Sorry guys, I'm not well versed in this series. I actually just only started recently getting into Resident Evil about 2-3 years ago, so I apologize. The first Resident Evil game I played legitimately was Resident Evil 2, the remake, and Mr. X was terrifying. But yes, no, I really feel that is definitely a pinnacle focus of these games, to have these stalker-like enemies, and I really feel that sets a very awesome suspenseful tone throughout to really get the viewers captivated. I love it. I love the idea.
And I think it's become a bit of a legacy of the series to have these pursuers.
Correct.
That made it difficult for us in terms of how to design a new one that would stand out amongst the crowd of iconic characters that you mentioned. Actually, in this case, the character was originally smaller, but I figured let's scale her up, and I think that was the right answer because of her incredible size. Suddenly becomes overwhelming, and she literally stands out from the pack of stalker enemies. The base concept was an enemy that you would know in an instant, and you would glance, like, that's not right. I don't want any part of this. This is bad. IGN
Yeah,
then asked,
dude, it
there's
wasn't
a clear
normal.
visual cue when Big Mama steps into the light that suggests she can't follow you into the lit rooms.
No, when we saw that, when we were reacting to the actual gameplay demo, now I don't know if we're going to be able to play the demo, I have no idea, but when we reacted to that game, that thing was utterly terrifying, and I'm not going to lie to you, in my personal opinion, I don't know why they're calling it Big Mama. I wish they would call it something that's more like, something more that kind of like fits the look, I guess. I don't really know. That's just my take on it. But yeah, no, that thing was disgusting. That thing was just freaking like, goodness gracious. I wasn't even playing the game, and I felt the knots in my stomach, man. It was crazy.
And was that a reaction to past safe zones and bright rooms where enemies aren't able to pursue you, but without an in-universe reason why? To which Nakanishi responded, yeah, that's part of it. I wanted to bring a slightly new twist on the idea of exploring these so-called mansion-type environments that are typical to Resident Evil games, and rather than having a specific location that's safe or unsafe, you'll have noticed that a lot of these rooms have light switches or lamps and things in them. So I think it's more to let you have the chance to create your own room that in a given situation.
Best opening scene. That was the best opening scene to a demo that I've ever seen. This scene that you're about to see right here. Like, it was hands down, it was gold. It was a 10 out of 10 for me at least, and it shook me up, man.
That particular creature is afraid of the light and won't come in. IGN then said, one of my favorite moments from the demo was the light that went out in the room, and I thought I was safe. Are
Look
there
at
still
that.
rooms which are definitively safe, maybe with a typewriter in it? Or is that in this game there's no room that's completely safe? Twitch Koshi Nakanishi said, I'm glad that worked on you because that was my exact intention. I think with horror you need to establish rules and then you need to break them to add
What would your reaction be if you saw that thing coming in from the side of your peripheral vision? Like, I'm not, like, that's just, like, you're gonna haul ass. Like, that's not even, I would literally drop the lighter. I would just run. It would probably be one of those things, sorry for my speech, where you wouldn't even think about it. You would just do it, and you'd realize, oh, wait, I'm running, and I can't see a thing. I can't see squat. I'm running in pitch darkness, and I'm hoping to God that he directs my path. That's literally what you're going to be doing. I wouldn't just be staring at that like that with that thing coming into the way. Nah, that's not happening. That's crazy.
even more fear and anxiety.
Look at that.
IGN followed up and said, so are there rooms in this game that are definitively safe? To which
Goodness gracious, bro. I want to know who made that thing. Yeah, I want to know the source. I want to know its inhabitants. Jeez, man, that's insane. Dude.
Nakanishi said, even I don't know if I can commit to 100% safe. They then said, obviously Big Mama is the focus.
If an online school that has hundreds of thousands of students isn't right for you, consider UMass Lowell.
Of this demo, but going back to the horror rules, you also presumably
Dude,
need sequences where the player feels more safe. How much of the game has the pursuer element in it? Nakanishi responded, the demo takes place pretty early in the game, and
I'm sorry, but with that thing stalking you, nothing will feel safe. Nothing will. I reject that premise. There's nothing that's going to feel safe in this game if that thing is stalking you. No way.
Situation Grace finds herself in is the most terrifying of her life.
Yeah.
She's fairly inexperienced. She's never been in this kind of biohazard situation before.
No, we
So
can't
that's
tell.
pretty much like the maximum level of fear
This is
for
merely
her.
the-
There will, of course, be growth that she experiences, and she'll go through this and come out hopefully feeling less scared. And you'll have moments where you'll be able to take a break from that extreme horror and do some exploration, backtracking, and puzzle solving, and then gun combat as well. She will get weapons in her hands. She won't be defenseless throughout the entire game, and I think that it's a satisfying growth journey that you go on with her, and she's not going to be terrified right through the end of the game. IGN then said, so Grace herself will be able to fire guns later in this game, to which Masato said, yes, as you mentioned, the series is known for this kind of tension and release catharsis curve. We can't sustain maximum anxiety throughout, or it's tiring, but we also want to keep you on your toes, so you have this like roller coaster dynamic tension throughout. And we're going for that again, but we want to make sure that the wavelength of that curve is the biggest it's ever been, where you're going to have huge tension spikes and then give you a great release of tension as well.
Yeah.
And this is where things get interesting. So IGN then asked
They
the
want to make sure that
question,
you
there
could
have been
actually
some
last in the
interesting
game.
theories about the monster online. I've seen discussion about Big Mama being Alyssa, literally Grace's mother, turned into a monster. There's also chatter that the monster's screams sound the same as Lisa Trevor. Are you aware of some of these?
Wait, so is that her? Is that that's the mom? Dude, that's crazy. I have no doubt that this game is going to have some major plot twists as it develops, or I should say unfolds. It's a better term.
Fan theories, and is there anything you would like to point players towards? To which Nakanishi said, we're very much aware of the discussion and speculation about this kind of thing, and as a player, whenever I'm playing a game, I love to get involved in that stuff, but I don't think it's fair for me to weigh in on those debates as a developer. Masato then followed up and said, I don't want to burst this bubble before the game comes out, but expanding discussion and speculation is a part of the fun of waiting for a game to release, and then you'll get the answer when you play the game. So hopefully you can just wait.
Dude, I would probably just let that thing kill me. Bro, that... Oh my gosh, imagine doing this in VR. Okay. What? What do you mean? Hold on, guys. What? Babe, what are you talking about? All right, never mind. Sorry, guys.
A little bit longer. And one comment I will say that you mentioned about the scream part being a part of the speculation, the sound in the demo is not final. It's actually temporary audio.
Oh, it wasn't
so I
bad,
wouldn't
though.
focus too much on that, what you can hear in the demo right now. When the
No, guys, this whole scene right here, let me actually backtrack a little bit. Hold on. Now, this right here, I didn't mention this when we were looking at the demo, the gameplay version. Now, this reminds me a lot of Madison. Madison had a very deep psychological, really up close and personal atmosphere, but it was also very, very linear. And as you could clearly see, the hallway, that was very, it was very linear narrated. And just seeing the horse down in the hallway and just like the whole, it was just, that was basically just the format of the game. And I really feel that brings way more fear into the atmosphere, setting a tone for the player to have way more of a psychological experience. So in terms of elements, I could get why they would do that, because that really, I don't know, that was their intention to kind of bring some connections there, but it got me.
temporary audio, so I wouldn't focus too
the
much
audio
on
wasn't
that,
bad.
what you can hear in the demo right now. When the final game
That's
comes
so
out, it'll
crazy.
become clearer. So yeah, it almost seems like they deliberately put this temporary audio to kind of almost hide the identity of this stalker. Like, that tells me that if they put temporary audio of Lisa Trevor, then I think they're going to switch that out last minute for whenever the game launches.
Probably.
And it'll become clearer that it's actually Alyssa as the monster rather than it being Lisa Trevor or anyone else. IGN said a lot of people who played the demo here at Gamescom have said it would be great to release it publicly before the game comes out. And in the past, the Resident Evil series has done things like that. Is that something you are considering? To which Nakanishi said nothing is confirmed or set in
Look
stone
at
at the
that,
moment.
man. She's
but we
so
are also
tall.
monitoring the feedback
It's like
and
8 feet
people who are
tall.
playing the game at events. And we're going to take that into consideration when we decide our next steps. The conversation then shifted to Alyssa, and they said
diabetes,
coronary disease,
autoimmune diseases,
obesity,
cancer.
Pretty much all chronic diseases.
Cool.
why was her character picked to return and become such a big part of Requiem's story? To which Nakanishi said, we knew we wanted to return to Raccoon City for this game. It's been a long time since Raccoon City's incident, and for the past few titles we've been exploring slightly more unknown corners of the Resident Evil universe, so coming back to the Umbrella Corporation and the series' main central mysteries and themes was the goal of this project. With that in mind, actually Alyssa was the perfect character to be the key of all of this because she, as fans will know, is a survivor of the Raccoon City incident.
Now, I loved, hold on, let me go back a little bit, guys. Hold on. This whole thing right here.
Back to the Umbrella Corporation and the series' main central mysteries and themes was the goal of this project. With that in mind, actually Alyssa was the
Right here. The way they were able to basically convey just the raw, pure emotion in this scene, how she's really scared. And like, it just, I don't know. This scene really got me in the demo when we did that video together. It was executed with utmost brilliance. I think they did a phenomenal job really captivating that moment in which, like, she's in trouble. What the heck's going on? And it also kind of captivates the fact that, like, she's young. So she, again, the guy said that she's new, okay? She's very inexperienced. And to basically relay that and kind of like intersect those two components really makes it that much of an effective scene in my personal opinion. So I really, I loved this scene a lot. It was really, really cool.
perfect character to be the key of all of this because she, as fans will know, is a survivor of the Raccoon City incident who then became a journalist and wanted to uncover the truth behind the Umbrella Corporation's involvement. IGN then asked, why did you make the decision with such a focus on the older games and older mysteries to introduce a new protagonist? To which
She is a
Masato
beautiful
responded,
character. I
although
can't
there are
lie
a lot
about
of
that.
connections in this game to the lore and mysteries of the series, past titles, and overall storyline, I don't want to give the impression that you have to be an expert in all of this lore to really get into this game. And she's also someone who didn't experience all of these things but has heard of them and heard of Umbrella Corporation and Raccoon City, but it's actually all fresh and new and terrifying.
Yeah.
And by having a new character, I think we can bring you on a journey with her that shows her growth from being fairly terrified and inexperienced at the start of the game, so you can grow with her and become more comfortable.
Now, consider me a noob. I don't care. It's what it is. But I have a genuine question. Why did they choose Grace for this mission? Based on intelligence, or I should say research, it is very clear that he picked her because there was some kind of history between her and the case, perhaps? Please let me know in comments. I want to learn, and I have a feeling that it has to do with just some lore, I guess.
This brings us to one of the biggest questions in my opinion. IGN asks, there's so many fan favorites from the Resident Evil series past that players want to see come back. Do you feel the need to include elements
okay.
of the past, especially in this game that looks back at the series origin? To which Koshi Nakanishi responded, yeah,
look at
it's
that.
tough to answer without getting into too much. We're not ready to talk about yet, but we know that the people expect to
prior
be
games.
surprised or presently surprised whenever they, like you say, they get the connections or happy to see this or that they're familiar with coming back. But I'm sure that people will be happy when they see how we've managed to blend a fresh approach and a fresh character with also things that fans will recognize. And the last thing IGN said was, finally, without asking any particular character being in the game, I'll simply inquire, are you enjoying the current amount of speculation online about Resident Evil Requiem? To which Kumazawa said, yeah, we love checking out the conversations that are happening, but this
Now, sorry guys. Now, I want to just like make it known too. Their whole intention with this game, based on intel, is they wanted to really try to grapple the experience in terms of like, you know, a terrifying one and kind of like make it very similar in terms of horror elements when it came to a Resident Evil 7, which was what we're currently doing a game on. Just because of its linear gameplay, its stalking aspect, it's more of a psychological first-person narrative, stuff like that. That's what I heard, and I'm not going to lie, that game changed Resident Evil for the better, in my personal opinion, and I love it. And I also love how most survival horror games, I shouldn't have said most, no, scratch that. I love when survival horror games add the feature of a first-person narrative as well. It's not just third-person. I really feel that depending on the person's preference, the player's preference of how they want to play the game and how the game is supposed to be played in terms of mechanics and whatnot, it could either, you know, make the game more effective or, you know, it's all contingent on the circumstances. And I really value that feature when they make that available. So that's my take. I think the last time I ever saw that feature was Evil Within 2. And you could either choose first person or third person, and it made the game it was just unique. Though there were some in-game mechanics in that gameplay that I wouldn't have done it in a first-person mode. That's my personal take on that. But yeah, no, it works, and I hope they keep going with that. That's really good.
This isn't a game which is entirely focused on looking back, and we're back in Raccoon City, but that's not the only location in this game. It's coming out in the 30th anniversary, but it wasn't planned that way. It just ended up where the development was finished, and the game is ready to release in 2026, which is the 30th anniversary. It wasn't built to be an anniversary title that is only backward-facing, so there's a lot to this game than just the series' legacy. We didn't call it Resident Evil 9 after all. There's a clue in the logo type, but ultimately the name is Resident Evil Requiem. That's what we want you to take from the name of this game. That said, the feeling that we need to live up to fans' expectations is in a good sense of kind of pressure because it motivates us, so we love to see it. So next up, Game Informer actually asked a bunch of questions. They said, how would you describe the horror theme of Requiem? To which the director said, we've been emphasizing in marketing materials return to Raccoon City, and that we are returning to the main storyline of the
I love ads. They make me so happy, especially when they're totally irrelevant.
Series and looking to push it forward with horror, and you'll see it if you played the demo using characters like Grace and the creature you saw. We introduced this storyline and theme, and they're quite unique as an approach for Resident Evil. Masato followed up and said, one of the elements you can expect to return is zombies. They are back. We are focusing more on the monsters, a variety of
like
different
in every
enemies,
Resident
from
Evil
the
game,
creature you saw in the demo to the next level, the next version of our zombies. Game Informer then asked, you trip as Grace in third person, but not in first person. Why is that? Nakanishi responded, we originally planned to just switch the camera HUD, but then we realized that if you take the camera out of the first person to third, because of the way Grace is animated as...
I'm gonna get criticism for this, and it's okay. I don't care. I did not like the remake of Resident Evil 4. Sorry. I know. I didn't care for it. I got to the part in the game where we had to protect the daughter. And yes, I understand that they said that they were going to make her less annoying than in the first game. But no, didn't work for me. It just wasn't working out, and I lost interest. I'm sorry, okay? I just had to get that off my chest. That was my confession for the video.
A first-person model, it looks like she is just walking around straight with no reaction. It was unnatural. First person is already more immersive, but that immersion has to be represented in other ways in third person, which is why we have extra reactions like tripping. If we added tripping to first person, moving the camera like that would make you motion sick. In third person, it's about seeing her fear and reaction to the scenario, and going through the rest of the game, we start building in more reactions. There's no point in adding
this is more like it. This is my kind of game. Resident Evil 4 just was, I don't know, it just wasn't working for me.
Animations that theoretically slow down gameplay. Is it fair to say the third person is harder? To which Nakanishi said, we don't want to be unfair, so we'll give you a little peek behind the curtain. When you trip, you can't see it, but the creature doesn't move. Third person never feels like an unfair advantage. And the last thing that they covered that the other...
It doesn't. It never feels like an unfair advantage because you could literally... your field of view is like emphasized. Like you could clearly see everything around you, right? For the most part. But no, it again, I piggyback off my last statement, having it more of a linear experience, but with a first person feature, it hits you more psychologically. It really does. Everything feels more personal.
Their interview didn't cover was what's it like within the team finally returning to Raccoon City in a new way after all these years. Twitch Nakanishi said, there are a lot of Resident Evil fans on the team, so naturally we find it very exciting and it's fun to finally tackle the idea of what's happening inside the city. The fans though, they can go to next level with even more speculation and questions. We do have a lot of expectations to live up to, but we're confident you'll love it. So yeah, from what it sounds like, they're really trying to build a fresh type of horror experience with this game. One thing that I am stuck on is the idea of exploring new territories beyond Raccoon City. What does that mean? Like, I can't wait to learn more. And I also thought it was pretty interesting that they didn't really mention Leon or any of the past characters at all. Like, they kind of like commented on it, but they essentially dodged the question entirely. But they did say that they want to surprise fans, and that is like really critical. And it also motivates them to make the best game possible.
I mean, maybe Leon Kennedy will make like a cameo or something like that. Maybe they'll introduce other characters from other games. I don't know. I mean, honestly, at this point, it's no secret that Resident Evil 9 is probably going to be the last installment of the series. I mean, me personally, I'm a Resident Evil fan, but like eventually you're going to have to cap it, right? And I feel like at this point, just make something happen. I mean, even if it's not like, ideal or doesn't exactly make sense in the timeline of the Resident Evil verse, if you will, but just, make something happen, and players are going to like it. Players are going to like it, and it's going to make the game more appealing to play.
Which is really exciting. I can't wait to see more about this game. I'd like to see some other gameplay aspects. The demo was cool, but I want to see more of the gunplay. So hopefully we get that soon. But that's going to wrap it up with this video, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe with your noties on. And until next time, this has been Wes. And I will talk to you guys in the next video.
Okay. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad at all. Great video. And like me, I'm always a huge fan of giving credit where credit is due. This guy is Wes Nemo, okay? We're gonna hit that like button for him. Okay, we have other stuff, guys. We have other stuff. Let's see here. Not this. Is it this? Huge news? Nope. Yeah, here we go. So this is like other news, just revealed, big updates by the devs. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Resident Evil 9 Requiem devs just released big new updates. So we're going to see what this is. I have no idea. Maybe it's revolved more about the demo. Who knows? But we're going to find out. It's more breaking news right now. Here we freaking go. Let's get this done.
All right, let's first talk about the game's horror elements. I mean, this is Resident Evil after all, as Capcom is determined to make this Resident Evil game absolutely terrifying and thrilling, while giving players multiple ways to experience the unnerving horrors ahead. A lot of people are looking at the gameplay demo of Resident Evil 9 and attributing its likeness very closely to Resident Evil 7.
There we go. What did I just say in the last video? They are definitely going to be making they're going to be incorporating some elements from Resident Evil 7, because Resident Evil 7 was the first game in the Resident Evil series where they introduced more of a psychological horror aspect to really captivate the player's attention, to really engage in more of that psychological atmosphere. And it was very effective. It was scary as hell, just complete bonkers. And we're currently doing a unit on it right now. That in my opinion, that is what completely changed the tide of Resident Evil for the series. 100%.
With the persistent Jack Baker's constant threat in the early moments of that game being quite reminiscent of what is colloquially known as Big Mama, the hag lady creature stalking Grace in Resident Evil 9. Well, the director of RE7, Koshi Nakanishi, is also directing Resident Evil 9, and attributes the horror of this upcoming game to be very similar to that of RE7.
Yeah, no, so it's no secret. Resident Evil, wow, what a pause there, huh? Yeah, it's no secret that this game definitely helped inspire Requiem. So that's really cool. I love that. Funny how that works out.
which is often considered to be the scariest game in the entire franchise. This time around, however, Nakanishi is committed to ensuring that those who thought RE7 was too scary can also enjoy RE9 more. And
oh man, chat. Oh, I didn't want to hear that. Oh, I didn't like that. Oh gosh. Of course he'd say that. Okay. Oh man. Yep. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I've heard the rumor that they're going to be making this is supposedly going to be the scariest game in the series, and he basically just confirmed it. So it's kind of rubbing a little more salt on the wound there. So yeah, looking forward to that. I'm telling you right now, this game will not be easy to play. It'll be a struggle.
that's thanks to the game also offering a compelling third-person mode on top of its first-person offering.
Oh, yes. I love that. Evil Within 2 did that. I was a huge fan. It's dependent on circumstances, obviously, but I really feel it makes the game way more effective and way more captivating to the player. And you kind of get the best of both worlds, in my personal opinion. With the psychological component of horror games, I feel that the first-person feature is way more effective in that regard, but third-person kind of gives you more of that, the overall atmosphere kind of undertone. It hits you differently, but it helps with stealth. That's my take.
In an interview with Games Radar, Nakanishi reflected on Resident Evil 7's first-person perspective with, looking back at Resident Evil 7's first-person perspective, I implemented that as a way to make it more immersive and more scary than ever before.
Yep, it was.
I think most media and players agreed it was an incredibly scary
yes,
game,
it
but it was possibly too scary.
It was horrible.
Now, what would you say are some of the most important skills or qualities for somebody interested in a career in advanced computer science?
In developing a Resident Evil 9, Nakanishi developed the title with both first and third-person perspectives in mind to ensure that those who found the first-person gameplay to be too frightening would be able to switch over to a third-person mode.
That literally just confirmed my basis. No, if you do a third person, it doesn't hit you the same. First person, it's way more psychological, especially when you're dealing with stalkers like the Big Mama. That's literally what she's called. I don't know why. I didn't develop it, I didn't make it, but it is what it is. Let's continue.
Oh, so if you started the game off in first-person perspective and you're finding it's too much, then third-person is almost a way to step slightly back from that level of horror and make it slightly easier to deal with by having the character on screen as a kind of avatar of yourself, said Nakanishi. In an interview with Game Informer, Nakanishi
and it's
addressed
so
how the
fascinating
level
to
of
how that
horror
works.
measures up when compared to Resident Evil 7, stating that while he's not aiming to create the scariest Resident Evil game yet in Resident Evil 9, that it's more about more dramatic releases of tension and catharsis and surviving what's ahead of you, adding, quote, "But it's certainly up there in terms of how scary Requiem is," end quote. To add,
the demo was terrifying. I mean, you're watching little snippets of it, but the demo itself was horrifying. And we can't play the demo. It's not released yet for some reason. I don't know the details about that, but we did a reaction video toward a non-commentary gameplay of it, and it still rattled me. It was something else, man. It was crazy.
She confirmed that the demo featuring Old Mama stalking Grace happens early in the game, stating, quote, "If you think this is scary," of course referring to the demo, "you haven't seen anything yet."
Son of a
Suffice
gun.
it to say, while we obviously don't know how scary this game will be when viewed next to its counterparts, Capcom is making sure that Requiem maintains a level of fear throughout while also tailoring it to a wider audience by including both third and first-person perspectives. While we only really have the demo to go on at the moment, I've been really digging what we've been shown so far, even though the stalker enemies and this type of gameplay is nothing new that we've seen before from the series. Even still, the tension created throughout the environment and design of Old Mama is undoubtedly creepy AF, so if Capcom is touting that we ain't seen nothing yet, I can't wait to see what's in store for us, especially since we're returning
that's
to
good.
back
That's
in
good.
the
I like
city
it.
here. Now, switching gears and looking at how Resident Evil 9 fits together with the rest of the series, Nakanishi told Game Informer that he doesn't see Resident Evil 9 as part of a trilogy with Resident Evil 7 and 8, and that...
Okay, so it's not connected to either of these games. Interesting. So they kind of made it, it's not connecting whatsoever. It's a completely clean story. Interesting. Theory. Now, I'm just speculating, of course, obviously. If they were to keep going with the Resident Evil series, to keep things fresh and abroad, I would make, if I were developing a series, and I wanted to keep it going, but I knew in my mind I had to make it kind of like fresh so it could stick with players and keep them captivated, especially after years and years of making the same thing revolved around the same old generalized theme, right? You would want to branch it out and make a completely different, just totally different storyline. That's my personal take on that. I think that would make for a very effective series as it continues. That's just my take. You know, I think that'd be a good idea. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Those two games that precede Resident Evil 9 act more as a duology with Ethan Winters' saga.
This game was nuts.
If I had to compare Requiem to past titles, Nakanishi told Games Radar,
it wasn't as scary
it's more
though as
along
7.
the lines of Resident Evil 7 or the Resident Evil 2 remake. Going further to state that exploration, backtracking, puzzle solving, and resource management, among other things, is key to the RE9 experience.
I hate puzzles.
When speaking of the game's action, Nakanishi, in the same interview with Games Radar, stated that Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil Village are, quote, more on the action side of the series, end quote.
It's crazy how you could actually, like, as they're going through, like, the, the series of games in the past, I feel it's very obvious that you could see the contrast between the layout of the games and what their goal was intended in terms of play style and so forth.
That the aforementioned Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 7, both games where survival horror was much more prevalent,
look at
are
that.
Games that are more closely linked to
very
Resident
similar
Evil
to Resident
9
Evil 7,
on a gameplay
hands down.
level. So this will likely be music to your ears if you enjoyed the more tense, survival horror-driven Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 7 games, as
so
opposed to
creepy,
more
man.
action-oriented Resident Evil titles. As while RE9 will, of course, contain action, Nakanishi and his team are deliberately aiming to bring the series closer back to its survival horror roots with this latest Resident Evil title. Nakanishi also teased that there's, quote, a new system that I can't get into yet, end quote, hinting that the moments of intense horror and suspense,
what is that supposed to
contrasted
mean?
with eerie calmness, are more dramatic than ever before, equating the experience as a, quote, complete roller coaster ride between the different aspects of the series. And I'm very excited for people to eventually understand what I mean by that.
No, I'm
He
excited,
also
man.
comically added, we're definitely going to fuck around with your emotions a lot with this one.
That's so blunt.
If you want to build an app and have no idea how to code or where to start, check
Oh
out
my
Base
gosh.
40.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to just overall screw with your emotions. We're not holding back. You're not going to know what to feel, and you're going to be numb and completely jaded and just, you're just,
I can't
it's not going to
wait.
be good for you.
Okay, we've talked horror elements, gameplay similarities, and comparisons to previous games in the series, but let's look at how this game's decision to return to Raccoon City celebrates the 30th anniversary of Resident
Great video
Evil,
so far.
while also paving a way forward in future entries. In an interview with IGN, director Koshi Nakanishi and producer Masato Kumazawa discussed that while returning to Raccoon City does serve as an iconic and haunting place to return to that celebrates the series, Requiem isn't a game that is entirely focused on looking back. It's coming out on the 30th anniversary, but it wasn't planned that way, remarked producer
That's
Kumazawa.
interesting.
It just ended up
Okay.
being that the development was finished and the game was ready to release in 2026, which
Look
is
at
the
that.
30th anniversary.
So
Wasn't
wait,
built-
so 1996 is when the first Resident Evil came out. Interesting. Gosh, I'm old. Just realized I'm turning 35. Ugh.
to be an anniversary title that is only backward facing, so there's a lot more to the game than just the series' legacy. Kumazawa went further, stating, "And we're back in Raccoon City, but that's not the only location in the game."
No.
While not going any further to suggest which other areas the game may take us to, we know that the areas surrounding Raccoon City are very much part of the game, including locations like the Renwood Hotel and other areas on the outskirts of Raccoon City. Now, when just thinking of Raccoon City, thinking of classic characters like Leon S. Kennedy, Jill Valentine, and others is inevitable. So
now, again, just to, piggyback off of the last video that we did, and just overall updates, what we know so far is that Leon Kennedy was not mentioned at all, as far as we know, when it comes to the game. So we don't even know if he's going to be in the game or not. For all we know, he could make they could have like a cameo experience. I don't know why it took me so long to say that. I'm sorry, just stumbling over my words here. Need more coffee. But yeah, so I guess, and there were rumors of them not having a player or a character. A character will be absent for the duration of the game. But again, anything is still possible. It would be cool to see, I get it. It's about Grace, right? Cool, whatever. But it would be nice for Leon Kennedy to make an appearance. That'd be pretty cool to kind of just bring back past games. This nostalgia of it all.
So while Capcom isn't spilling the beans if older legacy characters will be present in Resident Evil 9, Nakanishi told IGN, "It's tough to answer without getting into too much that we're not ready to talk about yet."
And that's
now,
fair.
Interpret that how you'd like, but I mean, come on. We're likely to get some sort of appearance from maybe one of these legacy characters, right? Lots of leaks out there suggest that Leon will play a major role here. But
yeah,
we'll have to see on that one.
I don't think it's going to be major. I think it's going to be it may be like a supporting role, and it may get bigger as the story unfolds in the game.
One character that has been confirmed to be not present in Resident Evil 9 is none other than Chris Redfield, a character who appeared briefly in both Resident Evil 7 and 8. With Nakanishi telling Games Radar, "Rest assured, I'm sure Chris is out in action somewhere in the world, but for now, we're not really looking at him."
I mean, he's always played small roles.
Which legacy characters are you hoping or expecting to see in Resident Evil 9?
Yeah.
Will we be able to play as other characters aside from just Grace? I'm inclined to think so, as a number of mainline Resident Evil games typically feature segments starring other characters.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to find out.
Love supporting characters. It's always
we
fun.
Can't not talk about Grace Ashcroft, this title's protagonist.
Grace Ashcroft.
As an investigative reporter, Grace is said to be incredibly vulnerable and helpless at the start of the game, Kumazawa told Games Radar. But she develops confidence throughout the title and eventually becomes a competent survivalist.
I mean, you kind of have no choice when you're facing something like this, what she's about to see. I mean, come on, you're kind of just thrown in the trenches. You've got no choice but to develop some kind of balls. I don't know,
she
man.
hasn't got any weapons on her, and she's completely unaccustomed
man up
to
pretty
being
quickly.
thrown into this kind of intense situation, said Nakanishi. But she goes on a journey, and you'll
Hold
go
on,
with her
Chad.
on
Let me
it
see
too.
this for a second.
Hasn't got any weapons on. Eventually becomes a competent survivalist.
Yeah,
in
for
due
sure.
time.
Yeah, so she's basically inexperienced. She's young, and it's like she's being thrown in the trenches without any kind of ranking in her favor, right? Especially when it comes to her job. But they chose her for it, and yeah, you would think that something like this would kind of just going through all these trials and tribulation that are inbound for her, personally. Yeah, it's gonna grow. It's gonna mold her for sure. Let's see. She hasn't gotten any weapons on her. She's completely unaccustomed to being thrown into this kind of intense situation. Yeah, no, for sure. It's almost unfair. It clearly shows. And what I love too, games have come so far. But what I love is that graphics visually with the ray tracing technology that the developer is actually incorporating in this to make it feel way more immersive. Just the expressions of the face, the sweat, the intensity, just everything, the whole shebang. It really kind of sets the tone for that she is inexperienced, and it kind of it makes it that much real. Just her movements, the body language, it all connects. It makes it great.
Hasn't got any weapons on her, and she's completely unaccustomed to being thrown into this kind of intense situation, said Nakanishi.
Yeah.
But she goes on a journey, and you'll go with her on it too. She will grow throughout the game and gradually become more competent and capable, and overcome her fear somewhat.
I mean, you have no choice. You're gonna, yeah, no, it's true. It's true, and I don't know if there's ever been any games in the past that have been like this either. I don't think so. This might actually be. I mean, well, there's Ethan. I mean, he was kind of like, you know, thrown in the freaking gutter with the Bakers. But I feel that Grace is different because she's much, much younger, and there's probably more of like an emotional lens attached to it, considering, you know, everything.
Eventually, she'll be able to grab guns and shoot back at the horrors that await her, so she doesn't stay in this completely terrified, helpless state throughout the whole game. Alright, that brings us to our final bit of information, which is the performance on the PS5 Pro console.
There's no question that everything that they have her go through in the game is going to basically hit her way more personally and just more emotionally, especially when we saw the scene with her and her mother. She had no idea what was going on. It was kind of getting your whole life that you knew stripped from underneath you, literally like a rug.
PS5 Pro is obviously not
really
what the base
the tone
PS5 model, nor the Xbox consoles are. We can get some sort of idea how these older machines may run the game based off how the PS5 Pro runs the game. According to Digital Foundry, the demo at Gamescom on the PS5 Pro ran the game at a steady 60 frames per second, with full ray tracing features targeting
there you
a
go.
dynamic
Ray tracing,
4K resolution. But
that's what they're
mostly
adding to it.
Covered around 1080p. Seeing as
Cool.
this is for the PS5
That's awesome.
Pro, we're likely to expect both quality and performance modes to hit the base models of the Xbox and PS5 versions.
Nice.
Just like the past games have featured. And that's about it as far as all the
Great
new information
video.
we got from the recent interviews
So
and
informative.
statements from Capcom. This game looks and sounds incredibly ambitious.
Yeah, no, it's great. I
So
can't
much
wait.
Fun.
I
But
can,
let me know
but I
down in the
can't.
comments what your thoughts are on all this new Resident Evil 9 news. And
That's awesome. Yeah, guys. So just let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Leave comments, and hope my commentary was honest. Hope it came off okay. Yeah, just, you know, when I'm mentally I'm a little exhausted right now. It's been a long week, but I love doing these videos for you guys to kind of stay up to date on the latest gaming news that the gaming community has to offer. So, and I am looking forward to Resident Evil 9. We are planning on playing it on its release, on its day, and we're going to make it a very special broadcast as well. And I think it'll be almost like my 5 years of streaming around that time too. So it's going to be a blast, okay? I'm looking forward to so much more content to come, guys. Again, pop this a like. Again, drop a comment if I haven't said that already. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, feel free to sub. Hit the noties, put them on all, okay, to get all the latest updates from JC Prevails TV. And I will try, if I can, I will try to make this a podcast as well for your audio purposes and ears. Okay, guys? As always, I'm JC. Let's get crack-a-lacking. We're going to get right to Resident Evil 7. Let's freaking go. See here. Let's do it. Very good. No, that was a really good video. I got to hit the like on that. That was awesome. Very good video, very informative. Not to completely not to discredit the other video that we watched, but I felt that this style of how we presented the information was just way more informative. I felt like we got more out of it, you know? That's just my take. Let's see. Very good. Now, we have Cronos. The new... Oh, yeah. We have this. I'm sorry. Duh. Okay. Here we go, guys. Cronos, the New Dawn. Huge things to know before you spend $60. So, guys, this is what you basically should know, apparently, before you buy it. I already bought it. The deed is done. It's sealed. It's done. Can't take it back. Don't plan to. But we're going to see what the criticism is, if this is regarding that. Drop likes, drop comments, get involved. Tell me what you think. Here we go. This is Cronos, the New Dawn, the upcoming, awesome, amazing masterpiece looking of a survival horror game brought to you by Bloober Team. Excellent developing team, in my opinion. And we just finished BioShock that was made by Bloober Team. There was Layers of Fear that we finished last year. And yeah, this game looks like a masterpiece. All the elements, everything all together. I'm done talking. Let's have fun.
Everyone, we are in a period of time where there are a lot of big games coming out.
No kidding.
Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, Gears of War, Lost Soul Aside, Hollow Knight Silksong is coming out next week. There's a billion games. Dying Light the Beast, Ghost of Yotei in October, Digimon for the guys like me. However, some games might go a little...
You guys remember Digimon back in the day, man? Oh my gosh, I'm not even gonna try to sing the only lyrics I know because I'm gonna completely butcher it and I'm gonna look like a freaking moron. But we're gonna continue like that. I used to watch that all the time in my grandma's basement, eating bread or eating butter on bread or just snacking. I was like, what? How old was I? Like 10, 11 years old? Dude, that was the show back then. Then they had like Yu-Gi-Oh and freaking Pokemon. I know. Sorry.
Bit under the radar. And others might have real breakout moments, and I think Bloober Team is riding off a real high off of the release of Silent Hill 2 last year. But as far as dropping a big new game, well, I really did love the medium.
Now, I did hear that, not Resident Evil, Silent Hill 2, the remake, was a tremendous success. I do plan on playing that on the channel for our Season 2 of gaming. I heard that it just... nail in the coffin. It was spectacular. It only fuels my motive to want to incorporate that game for our channel. It's just a matter of funds, of course. But seriously, and I've heard that. I've heard that really brought a lot of hype, and that makes sense. And I'm only expecting the amount of excellence that I've heard from that game being basically relayed into this.
And Observer was a really cool game. I think Cronos The New Dawn might be continuing that coming out party for them, and it's a brand new IP, a brand new survival horror title that looks incredible. And
it does. It really does.
People have picked up on just how good this game looks over the past couple of weeks as we've gotten closer to the release of this game.
Now, it's literally like... in my opinion, it's like Stranger Things meets Dead Space and Doom all at the same time. Someone said, I forgot what they said. I was close. They had a different opinion on it. They said it was Dead Space meets... I think it was Alien Isolation. I can't remember. Maybe he'll say it. I don't know.
I want to go over some of the general information of the game. I want to go over both of the editions that are available and some info you should know before...
This is how you can lose the weight the way you want. Weight Loss by Hims offers access to a variety of
you drop your $60 on the game. So Bloober Team is a studio that's been around for a long time.
A long time.
Close to a decade at this point, I believe.
Oh, really?
But really, they've gotten a lot of attention over the last year with the success of the Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yes, they
did
have.
do great work, again, with Observer, with the Medium. But I think Cronos The New Dawn presents this opportunity for them to continue raising their profile, even more so than the Silent Hill 2 remake, since the Silent Hill 2 remake, while as good as it was an existing title that was a remake. Cronos The New Dawn, an incredibly compelling new IP, a whole new breed of survival horror is noted with Cronos The New Dawn, and it emerges. Survive the brutal wastelands of the future, fight nightmarish emerging creatures, and jump back in time to harvest souls as you seek to uncover the origins of the apocalypse that wiped out humanity.
Now, the concept... Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
So far, the game...
Yeah, no. So the concept that they're talking about, like you're going back to the past to harvest souls, to basically save them, and... you're basically prepping them or transferring them into like another future. Like it's the whole concept to me is brilliant, and it's so different, and it's really unique. And I think that's what really makes the game, in my opinion, that much richer for me. I'm really looking forward to it. Like, it's gonna be great.
And some of the videos that we've seen. It's Bloober Team and what they do really well, and that is setting the tone, setting that tension, and setting that atmosphere, which I think is so important for a horror game. And I felt like they did an incredible job with that in the Medium and Silent Hill 2, and it looks to be continuing in Cronos The New Dawn with a bit of an action focus as well.
Now, I have to say this. I have to interject a little bit. However, a game can have a phenomenal atmosphere. It could have phenomenal graphics. But I feel that the main thing that really carries the game out is a compelling story and build-up. If you don't have that, everything else kind of falls apart. That's how I feel about it. Because I've played so many games where the graphics are freaking great and the atmosphere is off the hook. But when there's no point, there's no task, there's no direction, it's kind of like misguiding you. You don't really know what's going on. I get bored. And I don't want that. So I really feel there's certain elements in games that really kind of just, they're like the bloodline, the pulse to make games just, to maintain the consistency.
I've seen a lot of comparisons to Dead Space, and I definitely get a bit of that vibe going on.
There you go,
Being
yep.
a brutal third-person survival horror experience where you fight for the
Absolutely.
future by salvaging the past, burn monsters before they merge, extract souls from the living,
Yep.
and adapt or die. Survive
That's so
the
cool.
future and salvage
That's
the
so
past
cool.
set in a grim world where Eastern European brutalism meets retro-futurist technology. Cronos: The New Dawn lets you experience a gripping story that straddles the line between past and future. In
That's
the
so
past,
cool.
you will witness a world in the throes of the change, a cataclysmic event that forever altered humanity. Meanwhile, in the ravaged wastelands of the future, every moment is a fight for survival against dangerous abominations that'll test both your reflexes and your tactical thinking.
That's awesome. So no, I love that, and I also love how it's going to be emphasizing a lot in terms of like tactics. You have to be decisive. It's not just a run and gun kind of game like a Call of Duty mosh pit or whatever. No, you got to be decisive. You got to know what you're doing. Now, taking that into account, I do hope, and I mentioned this in the last video that we did with Resident Evil 9 Requiem, it would be fascinating, and I think it would be a tremendous asset to the game if they added a first-person feature. Just saying, it would be nice to see. That would be pretty freaking cool.
Character, you play as the Traveler. You're
Yo,
working
Mango,
for the
what's up?
enigmatic collective tasked with scouring the wastelands of the future in search of time rifts that'll transport you to 1980s era Poland. So it does have this
what a
time
great era.
mechanic going on for it as well. I always feel like those are some of the more difficult narratives to execute, so we'll see how Bloober Team does with that. Adapt or perish. In a desolate world filled with ever-present danger, your survival hinges on your ability to strategize and plan ahead.
I love it.
You'll
I
encounter
freaking
are
love it,
nightmarish
man.
creatures born
Gotta
from
use
the
your
remnants
brain.
of humanity. Defeating them will require you to make full use of your arsenal. You can manipulate temporal anomalies to clear a path through the desolate environment, and you'll have to scavenge for
Dude,
resources
look at those
to replenish your
graphics,
limited
man.
ammo and supplies. Good preparation is key. Once in battle, split-second decisions can meet the difference between life and death.
Dude, this game is going to blow the hinges off the door. Like, it's going to freaking it's going to be like, hello, honey, I'm home. You got the idea. This game's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. This game's going to be making a lot of noise. I'm telling you, it's going to be making a lot of noise. It will be the hottest game of the year. That is my guess. I'm calling it right now, and it's going to be making its rounds.
The creatures
gonna win
that
awards.
you fight also have this merging element to them as well. The creatures you kill won't stay dead.
Hold on, guys.
For long. Also have this merging element to
they
them
merge.
as well. The creatures you kill won't stay dead for long. Fallen enemies can be absorbed by others through
Look at that, dude. Hold on a second. Look at the guy. Look at the thing's stomach.
Kill won't stay dead for long. Fallen enemies can be absorbed by others.
Look at that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so what he's basically saying, he's emphasizing on is enemies can merge together. And the goal is to prevent them from doing that. And they can absorb each other to basically, it's like they're getting more powerful, right? It's energy focused. It's energy biased. So the goal is to basically, they can't be killed. Okay, they just keep coming back, which adds a more of a challenging element to it. But I like it because in my opinion, I feel that just complements the gameplay. It complements the whole game in itself, and it really adds to its uniqueness.
Through a grotesque process called the merging.
Yeah.
If they do end up merging, they become faster, tougher, and far deadlier. The only way to stop
it's
them,
like they
burn
evolve,
their bodies
basically.
and do it fast. Don't let them merge. If you don't, you'll face ever-evolving abominations that'll push your combat skills to their absolute limits. And
So
a
cool,
harvester
man.
of souls, your mission is to locate key people from the past who perished in the ensuing apocalypse using your all-powerful harvester. You can extract their essences and have them accompany you into the future, but be wary. These essences have a profound impact on your journey.
They have a
The more
price.
you carry, the more haunted your suit becomes, increasing your prowess on the battlefield, but also bringing with them whispers in your ear and flickers into your vision. And
So you basically it takes a toll. The more souls that you harvest to bring to a better future, the souls that you extract, you're an agent. That's your job, what you do in the game. It takes a toll on your whole suit, which is interesting. It's very interesting. There's a cost to being good, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. I'm sure more details of that will be revealed further on. But back to my point, I remembered what it was that they said that this game is like. So it's like a blend. They said it was like a blend of Dead Space, but I heard from somebody else, Dead Space and Halo. That's what I heard. So I can see where they came with that. I can. So, like, you got, like, a mix of, like, Stranger Things, in my personal opinion. And if you've seen Stranger Things, you would 100% probably know what I'm talking about in terms of elements here that they're drawing from. You've got Dead Space. You've got Stranger Things. And, yeah, I mean, I'm also getting Doom elements as well. You could also take Halo if you want to. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
Pushing you ever closer to madness. It's got an incredibly interesting narrative backdrop for the game, and based on seeing the gameplay from what we've seen out of the trailer, it does look like an incredibly polished, gruesome third-person action shooter, and you don't need something that completely reinvents the wheel. You just need something that at its core fundamentals, it is competent, and you do get that vibe that Cronos the New Dawn, based on the gameplay that we've seen, that the core fundamentals as a third-person action shooter with this interesting traversal going on as well, I think it's got a lot of potential. And again, when you couple just competent and well-polished gameplay with the tension, tone, atmosphere that Bloober Team has already shown that they've done time and time again.
No, he's completely right about this. I think, again, I think they're going to blow this game through. They're going to basically blow the hinges off the doors. This game is going to be fantastic. Look, you could already tell it's got a very amazing, it's going to have a great build-up. It's already cinematic, as you could clearly see, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a huge compliment to the survival horror genre. It really will be.
So well, I think we're in for something that could end up being really special. And again, an incredibly compelling narrative backdrop as well. And while there is a lot of focus being put on the story and the
that's what reminds me of Stranger Things. Vecna's in the background. You've got the upside down world or whatever you want to call it. It's all red. That's how I drew my conclusion for that.
Atmosphere and the visuals and everything like that. Combat is a big focus in Cronos the New Dawn, and they did a deep dive into the combat of the game and noted this. We want to make a combat experience in a surviving atmosphere where we want to put a lot of emphasis into a tactical experience for the players. We need to stay cautious and call all the time because our enemies can merge with each other. Again, that's a big aspect of the game, of when you kill an enemy, they have the opportunity to merge with another enemy, creating a bigger and more deadly abomination.
They don't actually
die. To fuel other enemies to be absorbed and then become stronger. So yeah, it's tactical gameplay, but during the fight, you need to also think very fast. What should you do? Since we're aiming into the tactical and decision-minded approach, we're making each encounter in the game crafty, which leads to that somewhere you have your environment is your own advantage.
Now, it's very similar. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Splinter Cell, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. I mean, I'm probably asking a really dumb question, but you never know. But for those of you that don't know what Splinter Cell is, it's a game revolved around stealth action. And what he's saying that you're going to have to use your brain. You're going to have to actually you're going to have to think and use tactics, use strategy. It's very similar to Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. You have to be decisive. You got to travel, appropriately. Obviously, there's differences between that game and this game, clearly, because of the layout and how the game's constructed and what the purpose of the game is, or just the overall plot. But no, it's the same idea. You got to have precision. You got to know what you're doing. You got to think in advance before you execute, and you got to be on top of your game. You can't just this isn't one of those games where it's probably not going to be one of those games where you could just you probably won't be able to relax. But it's gonna not be like one of those games where it's gonna be like super stressful. But it's gonna keep you on edge. That's what I think.
And on the other hand, it could be a disadvantage. Sometimes you can use the canister somewhere you can lure the enemy out into your position, or you could do it all and just go melee and fight with your enemies with your best luck. I think they are emphasizing a bit more of the tactical approach.
What?
There's no one solution on how to play the game, how you clear out areas, and so on. It depends on your playstyle. And they noted that some of the developers play in a more offensive style, some play it in a more defensive style. It all depends on your loadout, your gameplay style, and how you want to approach it, and how many resources you have.
Oh my gosh.
At any given.
That's crazy how he said that. So Again, I'm just going to bring up Splinter Cell. They did that as the games advanced on in the series. Eventually, it got to a point where it went from just stealth action, where the game put a huge emphasis on shooting as a last resort. But as the games progressed on, you were allowed to pick your own gameplay style. If you wanted to kind of just go gung-ho and just shoot your way through, whatever, they would have certain classes depending on how your play style was. I kind of find that was interesting how that kind of just worked out.
It's actually up to you how the resource management would be handled, because here
that's cool.
They're giving you different types of weapons, different tools, abilities, and throughout the game you have to be by yourself and figure out what works best for you. So there is going to be a bit of a trial and error.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
So you get which play style you like the best.
It gives you a chance to figure out what game style best suits you. I like that a lot, because a game could be so unique to somebody that they're not even going to know. They're not going to know how they want to play. You could have an idea, but it won't be solidified until you actually get in motion.
Resource management is a key component of survival horror, but definitely in Cronos the New Dawn as well. It's very important on what you are doing before the fight with the resource, during the fight, and after the fight. If you're a more offensive player, you'll also have the opportunity to craft more ammunition.
There you go.
However,
that's awesome. Oh, someone's virgin. someone woke
and
up.
Of course, there is a progression tree for
guy.
the player, so you can upgrade your weaponry, your tools, your suit. It's up to you on how you would like to upgrade your character that best fits your playstyle. Getting
that's
very
so
much
cool.
Again, with all of that in mind, as far as the combat layout, the Dead Space vibes are definitely there. And Cronos,
100%, absolutely.
takes on the enemy, so you have different roles for them.
Yep.
Imagine a role of a runner whose basic goal is to run to the player and kill him as fast as it can, where a different one is like a ranger character who stands behind and shoots you and forces you to go closer to them. There are bruisers. They are big.
They're smart.
Tanky
They're
guys
intelligent
whose only
people.
goal is to grab as much resources as
They're
they can
intelligent
from you. With that
monsters,
idea,
guys.
They created a
Look
lot of
at
unique
that's
encounters
nasty,
within
man.
the game.
Oh gosh, it's like teeth.
And it's up to you to think, analyze, and decide for yourself.
Are those fingers? Hold on. I've never actually took
encounters within the game.
Look at that. Those are fingers. Oh gosh, man. Dude, I don't know if that's cool or creepy or it makes me feel a certain way. I just can't identify it right now, man. That's just like, ugh. Jeez. Okay.
And it's up to you
wow,
to think,
that's
analyze,
so
and decide for yourself on
off-putting.
what would be the best target to
and
start
cool,
fighting. And
I
again,
guess.
that's where that tactical approach comes into play.
Yeah.
America's #1 mover, United. Get you customized quotes faster and easier with
as well. Different things can be happening in the fight, and that is going to be happening with the different mix of enemies that'll be available as well. And there's a lot of surprises that are going to be in store with Cronos the New Dawn's combat as well. And surprises are there in the combat, but they're also going to be in the narrative as well, where the story has an incredible amount of depth to it, but it all centers around a disease that is called the Change, and that's how humanity came to an end. Travelers, who you play as a traveler, are...
Okay, so we're called travelers. Okay. And we are being impacted by a disease. That makes sense. Okay.
Emissaries of the mysterious collective. They travel back in time to the moment of the end of the world. They seek their targets, very important people that are needed by the collective, dive point insight, and they extract their essences.
So they're basically going after very important people who they will, I guess, find worthy, or I don't know if it's contingent on like what they've done or what their positions are. I don't know. But clearly they are trying to preserve the human race to an extent, or just in that regard.
A lot of the characters that you're going to meet throughout Cronos are noted to be some way or another connected as far as the overall story is concerned.
Okay,
Players
that's fair.
and the Traveler are sort of on the same level when it comes to really discovering the story at the same time. Now, obviously, in the game, they added some new buildings and new places for you to explore as a player. So the big building you see floating around in the trailers, they built it and then destroyed it again. The history runs very well with the questions they ask in the game and the themes that they tackle throughout the story, and as Cronos doesn't have the ambition to be a historical game, the level of reproduction of things is super cool, and all of that is going to play out throughout the game. I do want to note a couple of things as far as specifics. System requirements for the game. It is an Unreal Engine 5 game, which I know is always a little bit concerning when it comes.
This is the moment of truth, chat. I mean, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried, but this is very critical to listen. I know I paused it. I know I'm about to eat my words, but we got to listen very closely to this intelligence here.
Comes to PC releases and honestly technical performance across the board these days. Bloober Team has done a pretty good job of optimizing their games in the past, so let's hope for the best out of Cronos and New Dawn, and the game will be available on the Nintendo Switch too. But as far as system requirements go, minimum you're looking at an Intel Core i5 84.
Okay, all right, okay. Let's see what we got here. Oh boy. All right. Processor, minimum i5. I've got an i7, so that's already good. I'm not tech savvy. I'm still learning. I don't know what all this means. I'll be straight up honest. I'm sorry. I'm new to PC by about 3 years. I have a buddy of mine who would know all of this on the top of his head. He can process stuff like this. I cannot. I was not built to just know this and absorb this and learn it right off the rip. It'll take me a while, personally. And I didn't grow up around this stuff at all. Let's see. We got what? Intel Core i5. Okay. Yeah, I've got an i7 6700 or something like that. So that's good. Let's see. Okay. Yep. I mean, no, like, and what's really crazy too is that Resident Evil 9 Requiem, the developers did make it very, very clear that they are working on making the game suitable for a broad spectrum of computer specs. Meaning they're trying to make it work for a range of PCs because they are aware that not everyone has the best PC. Give or take, there's going to just be some losses, of course, because games are becoming so visually oriented in terms of resolution, and obviously some people are going to have to probably get upgrades, and that's just the way it is. We're not going to regress. We're only going to progress, right? So I just, but it's encouraging. And I really hope that this game, the developers really seek that. And in my opinion, if they do it that way, that to me is putting the player first.
400F or an Intel Core i5 8600K, 16 gigs of RAM, a GTX 1080, RX 5700 XT, or an ARC A770 for minimum, and then recommended. It will be a Core i7 10700K, AMD Ryzen 5 3600X, 16 gigs of RAM, an RTX 3080, Radeon RX 6800 XT, and right now we only have 2 tiers of system requirements. Hopefully, I mean, the game's out next week, so it would be great to get a couple more tiers of system requirements. And speaking of the release date,
I agree with that.
The Deluxe Edition will be giving you the early access. So the official release date is September the 5th, but the Deluxe Edition will be giving you 48 hours of early access. Both editions of the game will be getting...
I got the pre-order, the standard. You're telling me that I had to get the Deluxe Edition to get an early access release? The incentive. What the heck? I still pre-purchased it. I don't know. Maybe I'm misunderstanding him. Let's see. Standard Edition pre-orders. Base game. Okay, hold on. Let's just let the guy talk, right? Hold on.
The pre-order bonus of 4 pistol ammo, 1 shell patch, 1,000 energy, and the bonus traveler skin. But the deluxe edition contents, on top of giving you the early access, will give you
that's
1 core resource,
come on.
8 handgun ammo, 3 shotgun shells, 2 shell patches, 1,500 energy, 3 bonus traveler skins, digital art book, and soundtrack will be included as well. The base game.
Jeez, they're making me feel really bad about myself for just buying the base. Oh gosh, the standard edition pre-order. The deluxe blows it away, but it's okay. No, seriously, it was all funds. It was all funds. I didn't want to. Me and my family are planning on moving in the future somewhere, so we're just we just if I don't need to, I'm not going to. You know what I mean? It's priorities, you know?
Game is $59.99, so not a $70 game. The deluxe edition will be
That's what I got,
$70,
yeah, the $60.
so $10
Yeah,
premium.
it's fair.
If you do want to play the game on September the 3rd. If you're remotely into survival horror games, you should have this one on your radar. Bloober Team has been doing some great work over the past couple of years, and Cronos the New Dawn is their latest title, and it is a brand new IP. Out September the 5th, September the 3rd with the deluxe edition. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
No, great video. I love this. This video was definitely a W in my opinion. He was very, very informative. Great commentary. You could tell he's been doing this a long time. I know I got some stuff to touch up on. I'm always a work in progress. Here, let me see here. Let me see what this is here. We've got Let's see, Game Cross. Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna subscribe to him too, cause yeah, for gaming news, he definitely had his way around things, and I'm gonna give it a like. Very good, excellent video, great video indeed. Cool. Okay. Yeah, so we're on our gaming portion of the channel of the broadcast chat. Here we go. Let's see here. Very good. Okay. All right, let's see here. Resident Evil 7. Here we go. Yeah, no, this game is, this game's scary. It is. And I haven't played this game in a minute, and I forgot how scary it was. Like, there are certain parts of this game that I was going to lose it. It's not a joke, this game. Not at all. Let's see here. Check it out later. Yeah, I have to say, out of all the Resident Evil so far, the 7th one is probably my favorite one. It is. Maybe it's because I'm a psychological horror guy, and I'm, the base of this channel, or the roots of the channel, in other words, has been indie horror games. So maybe it's just because of that. I don't know. I've always liked this game. I think I've beaten this game. It's been a minute since I played this game, but I think I've beaten it a total outside of this. I want to say maybe 2 times. I don't know. I can't remember. All right, let's I need to go to options here because we need to get this to full screen. Ray tracing is on, yes. Very good. Rendering mode. Yep, your reflection high. Frame rate good. Yep, everything's good. Ultra quality, very, very high, very, very high. Yep, motion blur on. Yeah, everything's good. Yeah, no, so they're never. I think I mentioned this in the last broadcast. In the first broadcast we did, I was curious if they came out with a remastered version of this game. Turns out that it wasn't a remastered version they came out with. They just basically came out with updated specs to basically make the game look more, just more advanced. Like the ray tracing here. That's what they're going to have in Resident Evil 9 Requiem to make the game feel more immersive with shadowing, contrast, and, the like. So, let's see here. Anything else here? Anything else? Everything's on very, very high because we could afford it. PC's pretty good. Good. Yeah, and yeah, and just by God's grace, we'll be able to get more resources along the way. So do that. Very good. And yeah, I need here. Where's the window here? I need display mode. Here we go. Full screen. Yes. Back. Perfect. Very good. Awesome. All right, I'm going to get some more coffee. I'll be right back. We'll be getting started pretty soon, chat. Trying to get the coffee to, you know, kick in a little bit. Let's see here. While I'm waiting on that, let's see what we got here. All right, we're going to get started. Get some more coffee here. All right, here we go. Oh, all right. All right, everybody, here we go. With your boy JC, reporting back live with JC Prevails TV Bob Bing with the next installment of Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Buckle up, everybody. This game is psychologically grinding. Enjoy it, okay? If you're listening via podcast, feel free to check out the full video on YouTube when it's available to get the full context. Otherwise, hope you guys enjoy nonetheless. As always, I'm JC. Let's get crack-a-lackin'. Here we go. So we're going to get right to load game. Oh, we're just going to continue. Yeah, we're going to continue. No, stop it. There we go. Continue. Most recently saved data. You know what? I'm not... Hold on. Hold on. Load... I'm always get confused by this. Okay. Got autosave. That's what it was, right? It was an autosave. I think so. Sure. We'll have to see what happens, chat. The way out. After an intense horror encounter in the garage, Ethan has found a way to the main hall, but the door to the outside is locked. It needs more than just a normal key to open. Fair enough. Here we go, chat. Let's see what we could get done tonight with the time that we have. Okay. Okay, so we're here in this bathroom here. Love it. That door just closed. Medication. I think it's safe to say whenever you're playing these kind of games and you see all kinds of medication just floating around, that's not typically a good sign of someone with a sound mind. It's like, it's the complete opposite. I think I said that right. It's usually an indicator that someone doesn't have a sound mind. I don't know if that came off right at all before, but you guys get the idea. Let's go in here. Toilet. An antique coin. Excellent. All right. Very good. Let's see. Oh. Wait. Is there anything else that... Hold on. Let's go in here. Did I open this before? Yes, I did. I found it useless. Let's go over here. This is useless too. Anything over here? No? Okay. Are we going to the tub here? We are. Let's unplug this. Or drain it, I guess. That works too. What do we got here? This is now. What is this stuff? Wait, do I want to look up? Okay. Fair enough. Oh, it's a wooden statuette. Look at that. Heck yeah, baby. Nice. Cool. What else do we have here, actually? We have... Can we combine anything? We can't combine any... Really? No. Oh, okay. So it lets you know what you could combine. Nothing, huh? Wow, okay. Gunpowder. We can't combine that? Nothing, huh? How about Really? Wow. Okay. So we have ammo. We have antique coins, 3 of them. I wonder what these are used for. I can't remember, if I'm being honest. What's F? What? It's a disgusting mess of God knows what. That's a fair assessment. Okay. Okay, so I guess we get out of here. Okay, here we go. All right, I don't got a good feeling about this, chat. I'm not going to lie.
Heck of a thing, ain't it? Sure shit beats the hell out of dying.
Oh, bro, your face is... There's something wrong. There's something wrong with your face. It's everything. That ain't normal, chat. That's not normal. Go. Don't shoot the gun, you idiot.
As you can see, the family is only part of her gift. Which, in a word...
Is there anything I could put here? Bro, I just got so much. Dude, I got chills. I got mad chilly. I got the chills. Okay. Oh, hold on. Wow, I'm sweating. I'm sweating. The pores are wet. That was gross. I'm so sorry. Okay. Good. Yes, we did it, chat. We did something. We did something. Ooh, just go. I don't know if everything around me is on pause. If I'm doing.
Who builds this shit?
I love this. I love the side rhetoric from Ethan. It's so honest. Who does this? I hate that I can't look behind me, chat. I'm not gonna lie to you. Goodness gracious. Gameplay enabled. It's auto-saving. That's never a good sign. Getting scared by fixed objects, chat. It's a thing. Can't trust anything. Looks like a fisherman's home. You guys getting the vibes? No? Alright, I'll shut up. It's not going to last long, but I'll shut up. Okay. What's over here? Oh! The heck was that? Why you moving your face at me? What the heck was that? Is he coming over here? Does he know where I am? The butt is officially sweaty. Bro, it's transferring everywhere. I'm getting way too in detail. Hold on. Psychostimulants. That doesn't sound good. Okay. Let's go in here. Let's go open this up here. Chem fluid. Sure. What's in here? Anything useful? Can we open up the drawer? Open up the drawer. Open it now. Wow, we actually have some handgun ammo. Thank the Lord. There we go. Very good. I don't trust this at all, Chad, to be honest. All right, let's break this. There we go. Handgun ammo, yes. Awesome. Very good. It's over here. Let's check the toilet. Anyone home? No? No echo? Okay. All right. Are you alive? No, it's not alive. It is a pretty glossy looking eye, though. It's obviously stuffed, okay? I know, chat. I know how these things work. It's okay. I know I come off a little, challenged in some respects, but, it's expected. Yeah, okay. Oh! Get out of here. What is this? Hold on. Let me go over here real quick. I just want to make sure I have everything. I don't want to just jump the gun. Okay, so this is... What is that? Holy Mother Ursula. What is that? Looks like a flamethrower. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Can we open this? No. Yeah, no. It's not going to let you open that. Let's see if we can combine anything, chat. Aha, look at that. Oh, okay, so that's so cool how it provides you the common sense. Because sometimes I don't have it. Let's see. There's just... When you get so, sucked into the game, you just can't think rationally. A clear illustration of that, or example of that, was when I ran away from Jack popping off a shot that went nowhere. That was just pure fear. It says here. Can we open this? We don't have anything. Yeah, figures. You can't use that here. Yeah, I know. I'm aware. Anything here, guys? Any resources? Let's check the thing here. Nothing there. Okay. All right. Could we do any reading? Let's see. Look, they look like they may all be victims. Okay, so oh shoot. Wait, were they trying to give these people the gift too? What's this? Is this where the lockpick is? Hold on. Oh! What the freak? Are those maggots? Bro, what? That's nasty. Why would you let me open this if I can't get anything from it? What a waste. Can we shut that, please? No, put that back. That's disgusting. Okay, anything here? Oh, lantern. Oh, antique coin. Nice. Wait, take it. Yeah, take it. Nice. And, okay. Anything over here real quick, chat? Let's see. Nothing. All right, let's get the gun out. I feel like we're about to, need it. Oh, reading. Is this reading? June 14th, vacationing husband and wife. I don't know if that means us, chat. The husband was a success. He's the 12th. Unfortunately, the wife was no good. Definitely not us. So we'll just get rid of her. Jeez. 3 college girls. They're all rotten. Lucas is an idiot. Homeless man, August 13th. Turned in 3 days. He's the 13th. Wow, they're literally logging in all their victims and how they responded to what they call the gift. It's like this substance or something like this icky stuff. Sick stuff, man. Let's see here. What in the world? What in God's precious green earth is this? I'm getting merger vibes right now, chat. We just watched Cronos, the New Dawn, the major update video. What's this? Okay. All right. What? Whoa! 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 I couldn't go anywhere. I was stuck. Oh. Wow. What an abomination. He came through. Man. Imagine living in that. Ugh. Okay. All right. Can I go? Do I want to go? Dude, that guy's huge. What the heck, man? Are there more of those? Oh, no. Shoot, chat. Shoot. Stop looking at me. I don't know about this, chat. I don't know about this. Can I combine anything? No. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, we can't do anything. We can discard that when we get a chance. We don't need the tape anymore. The lighting is phenomenal. What do you guys think of the lighting? I feel like I'm being watched. It's not reassuring at all. Goodness. There's the basement. Wait. Is this a safe place? It is. Whoa. Okay. That's awesome. What's in here? A handgun ammo? It's thinking of me. It knows. Nice. Very good. Anything else over here? Anything over here? Please, something be in here. Oh my gosh. Where do I wish you could make lockpicks. That would be so helpful. What's in here? Piece of parchment with writing on it. Dear Courtney, those jerks are looking for me, but maybe this gives you a chance to escape. To escape, you have to find the reliefs shaped like dog heads. We found one, chat. I saw one of the heads in the dissection room underground. Okay, so this is basically instructions. Get it? It's the key out of here. Okay, so dissection room underground. Okay. Saw one of the... Okay, so... Cool. So dissection room for sure. Let's go in here. We don't need this. We don't need the antique coins either. We just don't. They're useless. They're useless right now. I think we're good right now. I want to reorganize too. Hold on. Let's see here. Can I move stuff? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's partially OCD. I just like to have things a certain way. Wait a second. Guys, Evil Within 2, that looked like Stefano, one of the antagonists early in the game. That's kind of funny. He literally looks like him with the red ribbon and the, very, theatrical look. Hey, he was a sick dude. Let's see here. New save data. Yeah, why not? Why not? Cool. Very good. Okay. Are we ready to move on? Are we good here? Let's see. Anything over here? Nothing over here. Okay, I guess we're moving on. All right. Can I open this? No, I can't. Okay. Okay, I don't trust any of this, chat. I really don't. All right, we're going downstairs, chat, where everything goes south. It literally looks like a horror movie right now. Like, I feel like I've seen, a scene like this before. Saving. Defense is up. Goodness. Oh my gosh, please. Give me the strength. Any stuff? Goodness gracious, man. Gotta aim for the head, if anything, right, chat? Good. I feel so unsafe right now. They're gonna come at me. I just don't know how many of them are there. Wow. Gotta be careful where I'm stepping, I guess. Yeah, you can clearly see a difference with, the whole resolution. It's very clear. I love it. Gotta be very careful. There was no sound from this thing at all. I could not hear him. Who just stands there? Who does that to people? The audacity in these things is insane. Okay, what's in here? Hey, buddy. Get away from me. Yeah. Go headless. Thank you. Close the door. Reload the gun. Thank you. Yeah. His head popped right off, chat. Did you see that? I did that. Okay. What's in here? Anything useful for me? Nothing? Wow, okay. What's this? Let's read. Lucas, I caught the guy who keeps trying to escape. I've locked him up in the leftmost incinerator so he can't get away again. Take him out when he's ready. You know how to open the door, don't you? Just remember, 3 A's and a handprint. Do what you want with his girl. What the? I still can't. I don't know if they're implying me at all, but okay. Jeez, man. Gunpowder, take it. Okay. Jeez. All right. Hold on. Get the shotgun. That's one of the objectives here. Combine. Nothing, huh? Okay. There's nothing I could take here. Nothing I could get. Fair. Okay. Jeez. Okay. I guess that didn't do any. Craig. Yeah, he does not exist. Laura. Who's this? Travis? Sean. Goodness. Okay. Nothing in there. Let's close that up. Let's close it up. Close it up. Fine. F. I don't want it to be in the way if I have to get back. If I have to move back. Oh, look at that. Tamara. Yep, she's gone. She got incinerated. She ain't coming back. We checked William, right? No, we did not. Yes, we did. Okay, not there. We already checked Craig. Laura? Oh, boy. Goodness gracious. Okay. It's going to be the last one, chat. Watch. There's something in this. I'm telling you right now. Hold on. I got to get set for this. I'm not an idiot. I know how this works. I know how this works. It's locked? Screw. Oh. Okay, so hold on. We have to read this. This is how to open it. It's definitely a riddle. Or a puzzle. I don't know. What's the difference? There's no difference to me. Just remember, 3 A's and a handprint. Okay, so 3 A's and a handprint. So let's talk about the names. 3 A's and a handprint. Yep. So 1A, 2A. Wait a second. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Nah. It could be just the one name. This one name has 3 A's. Okay. And a handprint. Or. Oh, wait a second, chat. Nope, it's not true. That's not correct. I don't think it's correct. Hold on. The handprint hasn't, the name has an A in it. So it's 2 A's. Laura. Watch. I guarantee you. This is it. Son of a gun. 3 A's in a handprint. Let's just check this real quick. I don't think this is it, though. Yeah, no. Maybe it actually clicks when you unlock it. I don't know, but this isn't correct. So I'm gonna go with my other theory, my first one. So this is Craig. So 1, 2, 3. 3 A's and a handprint. So yeah, this has to be it. This has to unlock it. Son of a gun. Three A's and a handprint. Sean. Or. Okay, so that's locked. Yeah, so 3 A's and a handprint. So then it can't have anything to do with this handprint then. It has to, because that looks like a handprint, right? Maybe it's not even supposed to be a handprint. Maybe I'm getting that mixed up. Hold on. So 3 A's and a handprint. So it has nothing to do with Craig. Hold on. Sean, William, Craig. I hope this is it. I do. Son of a gun. What the heck? How am I losing to this? Three A's and a handprint. Hold on, chat. Let me see something here. Oh! What the? Oh! Did it have to? Oh, 3 A's, handprint. Got it. That was an accident. Okay. I know I'm not alone, chat. There's something in here. I know there's someone in here. Back away immediately. Die, please. Yeah. Spaz out. Just... Yeah. Do your thing, buddy. It's gonna get you places. Let's see. Wow, that's so crazy. It's so freaking rich. What is it? What's this? A dissection room key. Yes, because we need to get the other dog head. Awesome. I'm having fun. You guys heard that? That didn't sound normal. Workshop. It's locked. Screw you. Oh, come on. They've got pillars of that stuff now? Oh! I'm okay. Sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing. Okay. What's this? A box. We gotta break this thing. Handgun ammo? Thank you. Processing map? Sure. It's funny. All the games that I've ever played, I never used a map. I always forget to. And I just don't have the patience to look at it. You know. It's not my thing. Is this a door? It is. Obviously, it's a door. I unlocked it? Ooh. Just treasure. Yeah. Yep. That's fair. Alright, what do we got here, chat? What do we got here? Get the gun out. Scorpion key. Yes. We need that. Absolutely. That's awesome. Wow, look at that. What's this? Treasure photo. Please do not tell me we just woke up the demon. A lockpick. Our first lockpick of the game, I think. Maybe it's our second. Herbs. No one better be coming after me down. Okay. Someone's walking, bro. So there's movement. I hear something. I'm not going crazy. It's debatable, but I'm not. I promise. I hear something. Watch it be my footsteps. Goodness. Chem fluid, take it. Is there anything we could combine right now? Nice. Cool. I love how it lights up when you can do it. It's awesome. It's helpful. Because I wouldn't know. Oh, shoot. Oh, that's a snake key. Shotgun shells. Don't have enough space. Terrific. We don't even have the shotgun, so why do I care? Yeah, we don't have the snake key. That'll come later, I guess. We have the scorpion key, so that's good. I don't trust this chat. we're good. So much blood. Ooh. Ooh. Son of a nutcrackers and spice cabinets. Oh, my butt is so cold. Oh, you're so offensive looking. I need to increase the fire rate on this thing. My butt got so chilly. I knew I heard something. Ew. Goodness gracious. That looks nasty. I don't even want to know what that looks like. I don't even want to say what it is. Alright, we're going to just... That's enough of that. It's quite enough of that. Alright, here we go. Can I jump? Oh! This is to block. Good to know. I completely forgot. Can we jump too? No. Probably not. No. Son of a nuts! Spit in the mic, I'm sorry. Bro. Let's be friends. I believe in friendship. I believe in friendship. Friendship's amazing. All right, come here. Die, please. For the love of everything sane, please die. Thank you. I'd like to think my aim is improved. I don't know. Goodness. Ah! Aim for the face! Son of a biscuits and creamery. Look at me in the face. Thank you. Hey, you're hey, yeah. Yeah, flail around. Shake it. We did it. We got something done. They take a lot of shots. I'm kind of feeling a little insecure with my ammo here. Son of a nuts! Bro. Hell is a great place. Holy crap! How did you... No. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Hold on. Oh, sugar muffins and spice cabinets and freaking fiends. Okay, hold on. We need to hold on. Brother. We need to regroup here. Gunpowder. Combine. I can't, like, what? How do I do this here? I know you could do more. Come on. No. No, can't. What? How? Do we not have... I'm running out of ammo here. I need help. My hands are shaking right now. Maybe there's... Okay, hold on. Let's see if... This is locked, right? It's locked from the other side. Son of it, that doesn't help me. Shoot. I need more ammo. I don't have enough. Oh, great. not gonna have any. What's in here? Son, no. No, I'm not ready for you. I'm not ready for you. You could remain antisocial a little longer. Close the door. It won't shut. Son of a gun. Okay. Oh, I hate these things. I hate them like a damn sickness. He's gonna come through that door, man. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, they're coming, man. There's no mercy. Close the door. I don't feel safe either way, so we're gonna have to bite the bullet on this one, chat. All right. Yep, I got 9 rounds. What are the odds of us actually making it out of this? I don't even know. Hold on. We gotta see here. Combine. Alright, so we have some chem fluid, so that's good. Okay. I'm not liking this. I hate this. We need to get in here, though. Okay, ready, guys? 3, 2, 1. Son of a nuts. Okay. All right, we gotta use our knife. We have no choice. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yeah. Nah. Nope. Yep. Come on. Get him. There you go. Yeah. Come here. Right in the net. Yeah. There you go. Things got personal. Finish off an enemy with a knife. Frickin' A. Let's go. That's how we rock it in the Shire, baby. Okay, we gotta get out of here. Hold on. We gotta use this. Absolutely. Use it. No. Can we use it? How do you use stuff in this game? Close up. Yeah, I know. How do you use it? Hold on. Oh, that's cool. You could like quick look. Okay, I didn't know that. How do you do the hold on. How do you heal? Is it H? I gotta figure this out. Hold on, I have an idea. I don't know why I'm not doing it like this. Let's see. Controls. Where controls? Yes. Attack, aim, attack, reload, guard, ammo switch. Reload, change ammo, yep. How do we use? Or heal. Heal is control, okay. Here we go. There we go. Yay! That's what I've been looking for this whole time. Not for nothing. That's not going to do anything, Chad. It won't. Wait, hold on. Combine. Bro, are you serious right now? Got nothing here? Oh, is it not the right? Are they not pistol? Oh, they're shotgun rounds. Son of a gun. Wrong gun. No. Alright. He's back there, chat. I already know. I'm just nervous. Hold on. Oh, shoot. He's gonna probably form right here, too. Sucks. But we have to get something. Where is it? Alright, I guess not. Strong chem fluid, take it. Alright, what's in here? Oh, shoot. Okay, here we go. What the? Let's close the door. Close the door. What is this? What is that? Look. Dog's head.
I was gonna be a father. Now she says he will be her father. No. I will find him, and I will make him suffer. And you, my friend, will help me.
Okay. That went well. All right. Just loading up on a shotgun that I don't have a shotgun to use anything with. Or I'm loading up on shotgun shells without a shotgun. It's a great thing right now, guys. I love the prioritization here. Dude. Okay. Saving. Very good. Okay. Okay. All right, hold on, guys. Let me just see what time it is. Yeah, it's 1:07. That's fair. I was only going to stream till like 1 o'clock today. So, yeah, guys, we're going to close it out today. I think we're like actually just before like a boss fight or something like that. And I think it's Jack, actually. But no, this is a good place to stop. We got through exactly what I wanted to. Again, we were playing this game as a filler before Cronos The New Dawn. I'm very, very excited. Tell me what you guys think. Leave comments, drop likes. It helps out the video tremendously. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me tonight. As always, I'm JC. Stay tuned until next time. But, big but, we have our verse of the evening. I did not forget. Almost did. Let's pause this so I don't die. I'm doing my verse of the evening, and Jack Baker just comes at me with a freaking machete or something like that. Yeah, he kind of, just kind of, yeah. It's no good. No good. Let's see here. Our verse of the evening, everybody, is John 10:14. I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me. Very personal verse, actually. And not just for me, but, what the Lord's trying to convey here. Basically, as Christians, we have a tendency to be, it's metaphorical. We're sheep. We're wandering, and he tries to keep us in line. Sometimes the world, with its pressures and stressors and everything like that, the world can present to us distractions. And what he likes to do is try to kind of keep us in line. That's how he demonstrates his love for us. In other words, he's done a plethora of things to demonstrate his love for us, and that involves him dying for us and rising from the grave on our behalf, historically speaking. But, we could always rely on him when it comes to, our aid, our protection. Doesn't mean everything's going to make sense all the time, because that's just the way it is. That's the way it goes. He never promised life was going to be fair, but he promised that he'd be with us every step of the way. So with that all being said, guys, you guys are a huge blessing to me. And believe it or not, You may not believe this. You may believe this. But I pray for you guys. Every time I think about you guys, when a God puts it on my heart, I pray for my whole community. I'm very aware that not all of you are for this stuff, and that's totally fine. But at least you could pull something good from it, and that's my goal nonetheless. So, love you guys so much. Again, if you're new to the channel, and if you love to subscribe to God, family, and gaming-based content, feel free to sub, hit notifications on all to get all the latest updates. I will be working on content after this, doing some editing for you guys, and getting the podcast up and running. All right. As always, I'm JC. Stay tuned. Until next time, God bless. Thank you.